Right, so here we are with a grand assembly of Vaishnavas. Dayanitai Prabhu with a monkey. Just see, actually, Langur monkey looks like Navadip. And if I make it bigger on the screen, okay, I can't exactly say where it is, but anyhow, Langur monkey, but do be careful. I wouldn't stand like that for too long. Don't trust too much monkey mentality. Hare Krishna. All right. So, dear devotees, Muktinath Prabhu, your raincoat, very valuable. It's being used right now. How is it raining today? It's been raining. I know, it's so hot. Okay, heat, cold, happiness, distress, all these things we must take in our stride, we must tolerate as best as we can, knowing it's the grace of the Lord. All right, so devotees, we're on Facebook, we're recorded, we're on Zoom, and we're just happy to be with you all. And here live with me is Rupa Nuga Prabhu, all the way from Australia. We're here together until Friday, and then Friday, then the London program is next weekend, next Saturday. And so we're all going different areas. He's going to Estonia, staying in Europe, and we'll be going with the whole group to Italy. Oh, Italy, we're in Italy, to England. And by the way, you may be surprised, but I am extremely surprised. That is, a Divya Shakti Devi Rasi is apparently somewhere within a few meters that she arrived into the airport at 10 p.m. last night here in Italy. So we have Divya Shakti from the USA. So we hope to have her as a special guest too in our next Back to Basics. Divya, it's a bit early, I know, but anyway, we'll see what we can do to draw her in. All right, and those of you who don't know Divya Shakti Devi Rasi, once you meet her for a few seconds, you will know her forever. She's an ever-youthful dynamo servitor in many aspects. So anyway, we're very happy that she's been able to come. As with many devotees, we have quite a gathering of devotees here in Italy. All right, so dear devotees, live and on Zoom, and we're all live together. We're all together happily. And we'll begin with mini Vandanam, as we've become a little accustomed to do. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishapan Vitamscha. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratuje Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Yes, Kelly, I just saw your message, and it's not in my hand, the answer to your question, and I'll try to chase it up in whose hand it is, and we'll try to sort that out. You may have noticed, many of you, or all of you might have noticed, the Krishna search is not functioning, but it's not in my hand. We will try to resolve it, though, because it's very helpful for us all. Krishna search. And Muktinath Prabhu always got a picture from... actually, I'm going to look at the picture a little nearer. The pin. Oh, now Muktinath Prabhu, we can see you. I was going to look at your thumbnail. Is it actually looking down from the last pass to the town of Muktinath? Is that the thumbnail that you're using?
Yeah, Maharaj, that is a like back way, not forward, back way view.
Okay, okay, got it. I
Yeah,
understand.
but that is near of that point, highest point. Yes.
I understand. And by the way, I really appreciate the back way view, as you say, looking down from when we get to Vedavyas's cave in Badrik Ashram, looking down from there towards and down the valley, because that's what Vedavyas sees, and we should use really the present tense, because we know that Madhvacharya, he received initiation from Vedavyas. He learnt the Vedas and Bhagavad Gita from Vedavyas. So to not only see from our like objective point of view, but try to see through the subjective point of view. And here too, at the Pushpa Samadhi, I'm always happy to take a photo and look the way Gurudev is looking to see what Gurudev sees here. And that, if it's not raining and there are not millions of mosquitoes, which there have been recently, that's, as you probably know, Muktinath Prabhu, my favorite place, but a happy place for chanting Gayatri and Japa in the early morning. We're seeing what Gurudev sees in that direction. All right, anyway, we see by hearing, and we've been hearing so much in the last 24 hours or more than 24 hours about Srila Rupa Goswami. And we have in the written form, we have in the audio form, and Seva Rupa Devirasi actually sent us a link yesterday from Mathura Basini Devirasi, which we'd just gone through that prayers, and I forget the name of them, the glorification of Rupa Goswami in the Kirtan guide. And we went through slowly and trying to fill in the gaps rather than just read it, so that we have devotees here at the temple now from actually zero, or not maybe zero, but a little bit of introduction to Krishna consciousness, to those who have been around for a long time. And so we do like to make things clear. Yesterday we were out on walk and talk. It means we were 10 devotees, went in the forest. We actually did parikrama of the deities, and we went out with that intention. So we were doing Govardhan Parikram. We did Parikrama of Giriraj, because Giriraj is here on the altar, and Parikrama of Mahaprabhu, Parikrama of Srimati Radharani, Parikrama of Gopinath Krishna, I got Parikrama of Tulsi, the Samadhi Mandir, the devotees, by going all around on a 1 hour, 1.5 hours Parikrama. So shorter than Govardhan Hill in Govardhan, but still a happy parikram. But while on the walk and talk, it's clear that we kind of think everybody knows like everything. Well, that is one thing with devotees. They often do know everything. We think we know everything. Oh dear. But without really understanding, when we're saying names, who is this person, who is that person, etc. So we went through that glorification of Guru Maharaj, like step by step, and very happily yesterday evening here. And now I don't have it immediately in front of me. It's the Sri Rupa Pada Raja Pratana Dashakam. It's page 316 in the songbook, the latest Kirtan guide. Anyhow, we went through this yesterday evening, and really, if we want to glorify Srila Rupa Goswami, and who better to glorify Rupa Goswami than Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev? I mean, really, if we want to come to this like reality, and there we find such wonderful description of Rupa Goswami. And when Srila Gurudev chants the glories of Rupa Goswami, like within moments, he's always, every year, bringing it to bringing the discussion to Srila Guru Maharaj within moments, because there is our embodiment of Rupa Goswami in the present age. Hare Krishna. So these topics have been discussed a lot. Now is the day after here, but it's not the day after with some of you. And we do have Paramananda Prabhu with us, and he's ever busy soul. So we have him just now. And before he may slip away, you may, if you wish, Paramananda Prabhu, say some things too about Rupa Goswami, because we've not heard from you during this time, or as you wish, towards the back to basics this morning.
Maharaj, I'm happy to say, but only after Shuleka Didi says something. And she is there, I can see her.
Okay, so this is a bond. You signed a bond that you're not going to disappear for some urgent work there in Govindam.
No, Maharaj, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, then we are relaxed. Shileka Didi, the environment is calling you to speak.
I'm have quite a cough, so I'm not sure that I'll be able to speak very much. And anyway, Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat Paramananda Prabhu, and all the devotees, Dandavat. I'm a little sick at home, and no, it's okay, but I've had such a lovely day because of listening to all of those things which you, Maharaj, Madhusudana Maharaj, posts on the website. Very beautiful talks by Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj, and many, many things. And we're trying to remember something about what we're doing. That we're followers of Srila Rupa Goswami's followers. And it's very difficult for anyone to conceive of the nature of Rupa Goswami. Srila Gurudev said, just by his entering into any group, suddenly that everyone was uplifted. He's fully established in the fine service of Goloka Vrindavan, which, this is all very mysterious for us. Of course, we don't really discuss these things so much. But their followers are imbued with his divine presence. And we are all being carried by that. There's a wonderful talks about Srila Rupa Goswami in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and how he and Sanatana Goswami, his elder brother, were pressed into service of the Muslim government because of their brilliance. And eventually they met with Mahaprabhu and managed to escape from that. And they were sent to Vrindavan by Mahaprabhu to reveal the places of the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And sometimes we'll think, well, yeah, this happened here and this happened here, but they're revealing them. They know who they are. And like Srila Gurudev said, no one has to say to Sanatana Goswami, oh, you go over and do this, and you go do this, and you go do that. Their hearts are overflooded with this kind of knowledge, and pure knowledge means without motive, complete self-giving. So they have that whole world. And so they were able to reveal these places of pilgrimage, and they also spent much time going through I don't want to talk too long, Parmanand, just blow a whistle. I'm just going to say a few things about, because I think that sometimes, we haven't really covered so much of this history. And also they were very Shastra Nipun. They were extremely expert in all the revealed scriptures, and they could reveal and pull out and extract like a miner all the most fine gems of the scriptures. So this is their service in Vrindavan, and they were all they attracted so many to come to Vrindavan, which was a very small place then. It wasn't really known, but so many came there. And later on, when Srila Rupa Goswami wanted to go to Puri to meet with Mahaprabhu again, he was composing a play about the pastimes of Krishna, which only he can do, you know, someone like him. And then when he came to one place called Satyabhama Pur, I think Satyabhama Pur, then Satyabhama, who was one of the queens of Krishna in Dwarka, she revealed to him herself to him and said, "Oh, I want you to divide this play into two parts. One of the pastimes of Dwarka and one of the pastimes of Vrindavan, so that pastime of Krishna leaving Vrindavan, being somewhere else, that those are not mixed together." So by the time Srila Rupa Goswami reached Puri, he had finished that in two parts, the Vidagdha Madhava and the Lalita Madhava. Paramananda Prabhu or anyone, please correct me if I'm saying anything wrong. And then, so it was Mahaprabhu's very deep desire in his heart to establish Srila Rupa Goswami as the Acharya of his line, like forever. And so so many devotees of those great devotees of Mahaprabhu were assembled in one place. You know, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Ramananda Rai, Swarup Damodar, Haridas Thakur, Dvaita Prabhu. They were all many, you know, assembled there. And he told Rupa Goswami, "Now you recite some verses from your play." And then Rupa Goswami began. He was very shy, very shy. Didn't want to do it. He was like, "No, you have to do it." And Ramananda Rai was asked, "You know, you examine this. You see what's there." And Ramananda Rai was astonished. He was, I mean, Ramananda Rai is Ramananda Rai. He's Vishaka Devi in Vrindavan. And when he heard that play of Rupa Goswami, he was overwhelmed. All of them were overwhelmed. Haridas Thakur was just dancing, and it was so astonishing what came from the heart of Rupa Goswami. They couldn't believe it. And then Mahaprabhu said, "Now all of you give your blessings. All of you give your blessings." And he, in that way, established Srila Rupa Goswami as the current, the Acharya, the full representation of the heart of Mahaprabhu. So this line is called the Rupa Nuga Sampradaya. And there are many pastimes of Srila Rupa Goswami that we could tell, but time is short. But he had a very deep understanding of Mahaprabhu. So much so, I'll just say one more thing, that when when Mahaprabhu was dancing in front of Lord Jagannath, he was reciting, he was singing like you could say a song from the radio, you know, it's like just an ordinary, regular song. You know, it's a love story. A husband and a wife are meeting together and this and that and that. And the wife is saying, "Oh, this is very nice, but I want to go back to the banks of the Reva River. Because there, you know, the river is there and the moonlight was there and we were enjoying in our youth. We were young, we were meeting, and oh, it was so nice." And then Mahaprabhu was like singing this song. And when Rupa Goswami heard that song, he went home and he wrote a poem revealing the inner meaning of that song. And then he went to bathe and he put that leaf that he had written on the roof of his little hut. And then Mahaprabhu and Swarup Damodar came along, and Mahaprabhu saw that and he read it and he said, oh, how does he know? How does he know my heart? And of course, Swarup Damodar is, well, because you revealed your heart to him, you gave him your mercy. And of course, these are the sentiments expressed of Srimati Radharani meeting the Lord in Kurukshetra, saying, this is very nice. You are there. You are that Krishna. I am that Radha. But where is the Jamuna? Where is the, where are these, betasa palms and the deer and all the paraphernalia of Vrindavan? This is not the same. So then when Rupa Goswami came back and he bowed down and Mahaprabhu embraced him and gave him a slap on the back and said, oh. So anyway, these are just a couple of things and not told very well, but one thing I'll just end with, probably, I'm sure you didn't mean for me to talk this long, but at the end of one talk that is posted on the website, it's a very nice talk, Srila Gurudev. And in the end, he's saying, when a goat gives birth, sometimes she has 3 babies. So these sons of a goat, there's 3 babies, but only 2 breasts. So only 2 of the goats can get the milk. And the 3rd goat is just dancing around in front of the mother, like, oh, I'm not getting it. And he said, we must not be that 3rd son of a goat, dancing and not getting the thing. We have to run and be extremely eager for the service of Guru and Gauranga, and we must get it. So I thought that was a very, very nice analogy.
And how beautifully Gurudev explains that and tells that story too. And where else are we going to get such living understanding of what is devotional service and how much we want it and how much valuable is the gift of Rupa Goswami, which is the gift of Mahaprabhu, which is the gift of Srila Guru Maharaj. So here we are. And Srila Gurudev describes that song. Srileka very politely says, it's a song from the radio. And Gurudev says, cinema song.
Guru Maharaj said, that nasty song.
Oh, he said, nasty song. And that song didn't actually refer to the Jamuna. It was just, a nasty song. It was Rupa Goswami's explanation, if you like, composition, which was a parallel to that for Krishna's pastimes, where the Jamuna, the Revati, was mentioned like this. So anyhow, very beautiful and a big reminder. And just before Paramananda, we give the microphone to him, I can just say, like on the personal note thing again, and something we didn't also mention yesterday with the many things that we did talk about throughout the day. But one of the highlights, I think, for everybody, or anyway, I can say one of the highlights that we feel when we do go on parikrama of Vrindavan and Vrindavan Mandal, Mathura Mandal, is going to Kadamba Kandi, the place, one of the places, but one of the principal places of Rupa Goswami's bhajan, his bhajan place in earlier times. We know it is very last manifest times before he disappeared, and yesterday was the disappearance day of Rupa Goswami. His last place of bhajan was at the Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan, which is where our temple is, in the compound, in fact, of the Radha Damodar temple. But in the earlier time, his bhajan place is recognized as Kadamba Kandi. And Kadamba Kandi, it is a place on the parikram route, which until the last time I went there, I can't speak about today. Many years passed by and many things happen in the name of development. But it was one of those sweet, gentle, unspoiled places where I can say were guaranteed to see peacocks. I don't think I've ever been there and not seen peacocks. And with the kund, the trees, then the low kind of shading area of trees behind the temple there, which is in honor of Rupa Goswami, and so gentle and such sweet Harikatha we've heard there and been engaged with the devotees. And it really is one of the highlights. When we read about Vrindavan, the description of Vrindavan, the peacocks and the environment, the fragrance, all of these things, they seem to be there. And I know we've got material senses and, you know, we're in an imaginary, a deceived world of our own brain and everything, but still, feeling-wise, we can say, you know, feeling-wise, when we're on Parakrama and we visit there, we go there with some, you know, special reverence, yes, to Rupa Goswami. How we've got that from Guru Maharaj, from Gurudev, from Srila Prabhupada, from Srila Saraswati Thakur. But it is special. Kadamba Kandi. Our remembrance of Kadamba Kandi feels very wonderful, just to remember that. Paramananda Prabhu. Kindly. Thank you, Srilekha Didi. We shouldn't say thank you. Srilekha Didi. Srilekha Didi, little horse this morning. In English, that expression works. In other languages, it probably won't work. H-O-A-R-S-E, but sounds exactly the same as horse, the horse which has babies called ponies. So she's a little horse this morning. Paramananda Prabhu.
Nice to see our Italian Bhaktavrinda. Oh, sorry, not Italian, Irish Bhaktavrinda.
I always say Irish instead of Italian. The eyes, we're almost next door, I and I. And okay, they have some news also from Ireland soon, but Paramananda, we'll await that. Now Paramananda, yes.
Anyhow, Maharaj, you remind me about Kadam Kandi, one of my favorite places, even though I don't understand anything about it. But it is, there's something about it I can perceive on a subtle level, but my understanding is very shallow. And we also heard from Govinda Maharaj, this was the favorite place in Brajamandal of Srila Guru Maharaj.
Yes.
And he actually tried to get it, but it wasn't possible by some, we know the reasons, but anyway, we're not going to go there. And at some point, I'm not sure if it's still there, there were verses composed by Srila Guru Maharaj embedded in the wall of the temple itself. And it's one of our favorite stops during the Brajamandal Parikrama. And I was also listening to Guru Maharaj, listening to Gurudev, all the posts you're doing, Maharaj, it's a wonderful seva. All we need to do is to open a website of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, and then we get first quality Harikatha. And that's a luxury. And Srilekha Didi already mentioned how Srila Rupa Goswami was given charge of the current and the wealth deposited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the way it's been done is actually very significant. It wasn't an official appointment on the paper with the sign and stamp and all of that, witnessed by many. It was in a very sweet way. He revealed his inner purpose to Srila Rupa Goswami, and that was described by Srilekha Didi just now. And then shortly after that, he calls Ramananda Rai as a chief Nataki. Nataka means drama, a writer of dramas, and he was a very experienced Nataki. He wrote many beautiful dramas, Ramananda Rai. And not only him, but he assembled absolutely all of his parshads, all of his associates, followers, and friends around that hat of Rupa Goswami. And Rupa Goswami, like Srilekha Didi just mentioned, was very shy, extremely shy to speak in this August assembly. In fact, he was offered a seat on the same level with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his parshads. But he refused. Him and Haridas, both of them refused. How can we sit on the same level as you? It is impossible for us. You're much higher. And then slowly Mahaprabhu is persisting, asking questions of Rupa Goswami. And Ramananda Rai is asking questions of Rupa Goswami. And reluctantly, he is answering them. And of course, he recites the famous verse that he composed based on that seemingly mundane poetry Mahaprabhu recited in ecstasy during his dance in front of Rakta. And then later on, and that reveals his inner and the most important purpose. And then later on, he says, one more. He said, Rupa, recite the verse, upon hearing which all the unhappiness and lamentation will disappear. And that verse reveals Mahaprabhu's external purpose for appearance. So it's just perfect. That means Rupa Goswami have all the wealth and full understanding of Mahaprabhu in whole. And he is revealing that in front of everyone. And then he recites his famous verse, Tandavali labte karna krodha kadambini gatayate karnavudebhyuspiha chitta prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyani kriti najane janita kyabda amrita krishneti varnadvai. Where he's saying that when you chant the holy name of Krishna, it's so nectarian and so intoxicating. Instead of one mouth, you want many mouths, in countless mouths, infinite quantity of them. When it enters your ears, you desire billions and zillions of years. When it enters the courtyard of your heart, the senses and your mind are completely stunned. They're converted instantly, and all they want is more nectar of Krishna names, pastimes of Krishna, his qualities, anything connected to him. So much nectar there is in just 2 syllables, Krishna. And everybody was astonished. And they commented, we heard so many glorifications and very qualified compositions from different acharyas of the past of the holy name. But these we have never heard. The level of sweetness is a whole different level here. So everybody was absolutely astonished, stunned, and super happy. And they're happily giving blessings to Srila Rupa Goswami, even though they're also reluctant. When Mahaprabhu is asking, you give the blessing. And they're saying, what is the use of our blessing? You have given him everything already, so why do we have to give? And then he starts glorifying the devotee. Again, this is Mahaprabhu's position. His whole Leela is about the glories of the devotees. He said that the blessings of the devotees are more potent than the blessing of the Lord himself. I mean, he's not calling himself the Lord, but basically he's saying that your blessings are more potent, more important. So you go ahead and give your blessings. And that's how this whole deposit of wealth brought by Mahaprabhu, that Prema Sagar, the ocean of Prema and everything in it, all the jewels. It's a beautiful composition by Prabodhananda Saraswati. He's saying this, what's the Sanskrit? Avatirne Gora Chindre Vistirne Prema Sagare Suprakashita Ratnaghe Yudina Dina Evasa. He's saying Mahaprabhu bought this ocean of Prema. And in that ocean, there's so many jewels. Those who do not dive inside that ocean and collect those jewels are the poorest of the poor. So all of that was given to Rupa Goswami. And sometimes we're called Hare Krishnas, and that's okay. I mean, we are the Hare Krishnas in a way, and that's how we're known in the West. But actually a proper name, especially if we are aspiring to be in the line of Mahaprabhu, in the line of Rupa, in the line of Guru Maharaj, Govinda Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, we are called Rupanugas. And there's Rupanuga Das sitting there. And his position even higher because he's the servant of the Rupanugas, aspiring, Rupanuga Prabhu. So your name is the most beautiful name. And I remember that day when you got that name, I was ecstatic to hear that name. Absolutely beautiful. So please, you think about it and meditate upon the meaning of that name. So you're the servant of the Rupanugas. I mean, how much happiness that is, if you are to become truly one, how much happiness that will bring to the Lord and how many blessings he's going to shower upon you. And also yesterday was, and we have to mention really, because he's one of my favorite personalities in Mahaprabhu's Leela. Gauridas Pandit. And he was a senior person to Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, but he loved them with his whole heart. And his house was in Kalna. And one day Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, they came and they stayed in his house, and of course he received them properly. And then they said, now we have to go. And Gauridas said, no, over my dead body, because there will be a dead body if you leave, so what's the difference? You're not going anywhere, you're staying. And he's a senior person, and he possesses so much love for them that, of course, the Lord is hesitating what to do. And he's pointing out, but you just installed the deities, they're representing us. How about you worship the deities? We're not different from them. And Gauridas saying, no, 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 do not trick me. Those are the deities, murtis, and you are here in front of me. And then Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, they take the form of the deities, and the deities walking down from the altar, and they become, you know, embodied Nityananda and Gauranga. And he said, no, 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 now you're tricking me. So he's trying to stop them from going, but then they did it several times to the point that he got really confused, and they sneak out from the house. And he was there, and he was so afraid that one day the deities, because he saw them walking down from the altar, he was afraid that one day they will also walk away. So overwhelmed with that ecstatic emotion and feeling that separation, every time he would do puja, he will lock the door of the room, and then hastily after the puja, he will close the doors of the altar. So till this day, actually, this is the style. If you go to Kalna, that's what the pujaris will do. Right after the puja, they quickly closing the door and put the big lock on it, in case the deities decide to go somewhere for Nagar Sankirtan. But then one day, I mean, you cannot stay and guard the deities all the time, and he was a busy gentleman. He had one disciple, and one day he said, I need to go on some business for a few days. I'm going to be absent, but I'm entrusting deity worship to you, please. Don't forget to lock the door. Don't forget to lock the altar. You know, these deities have a habit of walking away. And that disciple started taking care of the deities in the absence of Gauridas Pandit. And after a few days, he felt some inspiration to start Nagar Sankirtan nearby. So he called the villagers, and they started singing. And his singing was so nectarian, so ecstatic. And in his preparation, his business, he forgot to lock the doors, even though it wouldn't hold the Lord anyway, as we know. Still, it is mentioned there. So when Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, they heard ecstatic Sankirtan going on nearby, they couldn't stay on the altar. So they became Mahaprabhu and Nityananda again, fully embodied, and joined the Nagar Sankirtan. Of course, everybody was so ecstatic. Suddenly, Mahaprabhu came, Nityananda came. And then that very moment, Gauridas Pandit is returning, and he is seeing this scene, a big Nagar Sankirtan with Nityananda and Gauranga dancing in the middle. And of course, he is not so happy. He's only thinking, oh, they're going to leave me, they're going to leave me, we're going to go somewhere else. So he takes the stick and he starts going towards, saying something. And of course, he was a senior personality, and it's a lila of the Lord and his devotee. And then Mahaprabhu Nityananda, seeing him approaching with the stick, they got a little fearful. And there were nowhere to hide but the heart of that disciple. So they hid in the heart of the disciple of Gauridas Pandit, who became known as Hridoy Chaitanya, who is also happened to be, later he will become a guru of Shyamananda. And Shyamananda Prabhu is a good friend of Narottam Das Thakur, who composed the most beautiful song dedicated to Srila Rupa Goswami, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. And that song was sung by Srila Guru Maharaj in the last moments of Srila Saraswati Thakur manifested pastime on his request. And in that request and in that singing, heartfelt singing of the song, and how much it was appreciated by Saraswati Thakur, his godbrothers, sincere godbrothers, saw that transition of Rupa Nuga current from Srila Saraswati Thakur to Srila Guru Maharaj. And Srila Guru Maharaj would say, they say that humbly. So, and we know It's a fact. And we can see, like Maharaj earlier mentioned, we can see that in the poetry and the level and the depth of that poetry, the sentiments, devotional sentiments, divine sentiments expressed in that poetry by Srila Guru Maharaj. No one else but someone who is empowered directly by Mahaprabhu and Srila Rupa Goswami, Lalita Sakya, can write something like that. And he was saying to us, and I heard it from Srila Govinda Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, give us the place near Govardhan, in the camp of Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Rupa Manjari. That is our place. That's where we're going to serve under his direction. Who is serving under the direct direction and patronage of Lalita Sakya. Anyway, so many things can be said about Rupa Goswami, like Srileka Didi said, but the time is short. And I have no wealth on my own, so I'm just repeating what I heard from our divine masters.
And you also gave something which we did not cover yesterday too, about Hridoy Chaitanya and the type of worship, how this name came to him. But what I can also simply add, and that is we've heard year by year of Srila Gurudev saying about the deities there. They were installed at the time of Mahaprabhu. And so Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, they were there at the installation of their own deities, which is quite extraordinary, you know, like being invited for a festival for over several days. But when the festival comes to an end, as even several day festivals do come to an end, then Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, then they're going to leave, you know, as everybody's going, bidding farewell, and this, such, and other. But Gauridas Pandit, he just said, no, please you stay, just don't go now. Yes, everybody else is going, but please you stay, I can't bear that. And then they agreed and they stayed another day too. I don't remember how much longer, but a little longer they stayed. Then finally said, you know, Gauridas, we've got to leave. We can't stay here forever. And so, you know, we've got things to do in the world. Anyway, so they're going to, so when they're then, but he's clasping their feet, and then the deities start to walk out, and they gave the option to him. Okay, you invited us here, and you invited us here in your deities. Here's the deities. So, you know, we're already here in the deities. But Gauridas saying, no, you stay, you stay. Said, okay, if we stay, the deities, then we'll go and the deities will go. And if the deities stay, then we must go. We're same, but different. And in this way, the deities started to leave from the altar and walk out. Said, okay, we'll stay. Okay, but then the deities have to go. Finally, you know, we have to come to a solution to this fact that you won't give permission for us to go. So with good Bengali negotiation, a bit of bargaining for anything, then they bargain, okay, then we'll stay. Then, as we said, then the deities, they will go. And then the deities started walking out, and then Gauridas Pandit, I mean, so clearly understood that really Mahaprabhu, the deity is Mahaprabhu, the deity is Nityananda there here. And so negotiation adjusted a little bit, and then the deities came back to the altar, and then Mahaprabhu and Nityananda received permission to continue. So very heart-rending. And then I understand Paramananda Prabhu. I understand you've been to that temple and seen the lock, because you described there's a big lock on the door. And I don't have that experience. I haven't been and seen.
Because you're the follower of Srila Guru Maharaj and Govinda Maharaj. And remember what Govinda Maharaj said about the deities?
Of course, but I'm not putting myself in that category.
You're not, but we are, Maharaj.
Well, no, not to be put in, okay, instruction not to be put in that category, because it isn't. But still, it is true. I never had any service to go. Even though we have driven there many times, we've driven through there many times, and also in the later time, in Srila Gurudev's later time, then Gurudev was given land there, and we do, or did, I don't know about today, I can't speak about today. We did have Bengali ladies ashram in Kalna, and a sweet little place on land and a building donated by a sincere soul. And there Gurudev said, there we will make ladies ashram, somewhere to protect the elderly ladies or any ladies that go. So they were elderly ladies and they were doing some simple puja and maintaining the place. There I have been. But again, why did I go to the ladies ashram? As a driver.
One thing we forgot to mention, Maharaj, is that yesterday, the Rupa Goswami disappearance day was Gurudev's second initiation day. First on Rath Yatra, second on this day.
Aha, well, that is a reminder. Okay, and this was when this is when Gurudev was with Srila Guru Maharaj on his first parikrama with Guru Maharaj of Vrindavan and Mathura Mandal.
Srila Gurudev said that Srila Guru Maharaj broke the rules because there was a standard, kind of set standard of how long you'll be in the mat before first initiation, how long you'll be. But Guru Maharaj broke everything and gave him everything very quickly.
That's right. And Gurudev said that's the beginning of the antagonist behavior of the other devotees. They became very envious because everybody who came, they had to follow that rule of 6 months. You have to be 6 months in the temple before you'll be considered for first initiation. And you must be 6 months in the temple. And not just in the temple, but you must show your sincerity, do your service, attend the programs, do everything. And then another 6 months minimum before second initiation. So when Srila Guru Maharaj broke the rules, means it's his own rules, but he broke the rules out of affection. And then also Guru Maharaj had said various things about Srila Govinda Maharaj, Gaurendu Brahmachari, and had the devotees, Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj and others, as Gurudev said, he had them examine me. I think parikha, I remember this word Gurudev saying, parikha means like testing, examining. They had them examine, and they were all very happy with me, Gurudev saying. So anyway, Gurudev said that breaking the rules, that was the beginning of Guru Maharaj breaking the rules, of giving both initiations early. And then I said that was the beginning of their animosity to me and their nasty behavior. Gurudev was very strong about the envious behavior of the devotees. So, these things go on. Unfortunately, they go on. But hopefully this is kind of an Indian thing rather than around the world, because I don't think people really join the temple as a career. I'm going to be promoted and I'm going into a big company or something. You start with a small desk and as the managing director. Anyway, these are some history things and very sweet. Somebody's got a dog barking around them.
Sorry, Maharaj, I did not mute myself.
I'm surprised to hear a dog. Is that a dog in the Govinda land?
No. We are at the market, Maharaj. So there is a... Oh, yeah, I see the dog, yeah.
Okay, you're in the market. I was actually trying to, and they know because they see here watching the screen. I zoomed into the tree. Oh, yes, okay, market. I zoomed into the tree behind you, and I've got witnesses right beside me, trying to recognize which tree is it. And I couldn't recognize the tree in Govinda farm. So now I know you're in the market. Yeah.
That's another sign of you being a perfect follower of Govinda Maharaj, because he knew all the trees everywhere he would go.
Okay, I'm going to mute you in a moment, or at least it's wonderful you remember Gurudev and about the trees, but the other part I need to mute you for.
I mute myself. Don't bother, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. And everything beautiful, Paramananda, of course. And Kelly put a point in the chat box that there was still a way to get the search, but unfortunately for me, the link she gave also doesn't work here. I think in different parts of the world, these warning notices kick in at a different time, according to like what's cached in the, the sky in the server. So yeah, still, I don't know another way to access that Krishna search at the moment. Unfortunately, I'll look into it as soon as possible for those who are taking care of that website. Sripad Tyagi Maharaj used to, but I know it's come to other hands more recently. Okay. Oh, yes. So any question from anybody? Otherwise, I probably have got contributors. Yes, I do have a contributor right beside me. Rupa Nuga Prabhu, he's here with us, and he's an enthusiast, and Paramanand knows that, everybody who meets him knows that. And Prabhu's got something with him that's given him inspiration he would like to share. And I see he's got, excuse me, the book Sri Guru and His Grace with him, which he's been reading. And so let us hear from his heart what has inspired him in this reading. And this is how we should try to hear also the readings of the books. When something inspires a devotee, to share that with others, and then we get the message plus that additional Vaishnava expression. So Rupa Nuga Prabhu.
Yes, just a short question.
Oh, a question.
Well,
okay,
yeah, really a question. I have got longer matters, but the first importance should be given to the Nam Guru, or the Guru who initiates one into the chanting of the holy name of Krishna, and second to the Guru who gives initiation into the Gayatri mantra. And that's my short question. This is the first time I've become aware of the Gayatri mantra. Is there another mantra? Is that a long question or short one?
Well, it can be long and it can be short. Well, the question is short, so the answer. And just now we heard how Srila Gurudev and Srilekha pointed it out, or was it Paramananda pointed out? But just now between Srilekha and Paramananda pointed out that Guru Maharaj gave Gayatri initiation to Srila Govinda Maharaj in Vrindavan, and it was at Kartik time. So this is the time frame. Srila Guru Maharaj entered the mat, entered into his eternal pastimes with Guru Maharaj on Nrsimha Chaturdasi. Then on the Ratha Yatra time, which is not so long later, then he received first initiation, that's within 6 months. And then, so that's June, right? We just had Ratha Yatra a little while ago. And then in Kartik time, which is October, you can say, at Kartik, Srila Guru Maharaj gave the second, it was called second initiation or Gayatri initiation to Srila Gurudev in Vrindavan on this day or yesterday.
Maharaj, according to Gurudev, it happened yesterday.
Yes, that means the day, yes, but you see, America is on a different day.
Not Kartik, I mean.
Oh.
Chaturmasya, but not Kartik.
Ah, okay.
Well, it's Gurudev's sannyas in Kartik, Bahulashtami.
Okay, so in my mind, and okay, so I'm just asking.
Rath Yatra first, Rupa disappearance day second, and then Bahulashtami third. But same year or not, you can tell.
The same year was Harinam and Gayatri. Yes, that was the same year. But it was Rupa Goswami's disappearance day. Are we sure? Are you sure?
That's what he said himself in the post that you posted on the Matt's website now.
Okay, then we're sure. Okay. So that's good for me because somehow I got it in my mind for Kartik time. And then that same year on Kartik, so where did he receive Gayatri? Does Gurudev point it out there? Because you've listened to that just now and I haven't listened to that just yesterday. In fact, I didn't complain to the devotees, but I did say, well, because I've been with the devotees, I've not been able to hear, read, and chant. because we've been with the devotees already. So,
Well, she did not mention where exactly. He just mentioned it was on this day.
all right. Okay, there we go. So it is this
So
day.
I do not know, Mara.
Anyhow, so we did just hear, so in the answer to Rupa Nugaru's question, okay, then we did hear about Srila Gurudev receiving Gayatri Mantram after the Harinam Mantram. And the Gayatri Mantram is given in order to assist the Nam, the holy name, and our journey under the shelter of the holy name. And as you are reading this book, Sri Guru and His Grace, you will come to hear there Srila Guru Maharaj explaining more about the Gayatri Mantra. And you will see, if you flick through the pages, there is an illustration of a circle and another circle within it. And that second circle, which is inside, Guru Maharaj is using this example in order to let us understand. Oh, there we are. It's on the next pages. Okay, so it's just coming up. So just keep on reading and Guru Maharaj will explain better than I can, of course, about the Gayatri. But yes, the Gayatri Mantra is helpful for the chanting of the holy name, but it's the holy name throughout which is the very center. And the Gayatri Mantra, we have to have some steadiness and like say conviction. Our conviction must be steady, and generally we will get a recommendation from another devotee who will say, oh, now we see this person is steady, then they are suitable for them to receive Gayatri Mantra. And then that Gayatri Mantra will help to take us, accelerate our journey, if you like, to a certain stage. And then Guru Maharaj explains, then the Gayatri Mantra retires and the holy name continues for the last section, all the way to our home, Goloka Vrindavan, the home for all of those who are connected in the Rupa Nuga Sampradaya, Rupa Goswami, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. This is our super fortune, which easy to say, but we're always trying to wake ourselves up to that and be sincere devotees. So keep reading. Guru Maharaj will answer your questions. But yes, there are the Gayatri mantras which are helpful, but it is the Maha Mantra for Kali Yuga, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, which is our most essential, and especially as given and received in this conception or its purity from Srila Guru Maharaj, from Srila Rupa Goswami. We're giving all of this stress today. And in India, India is a dangerous place. Oh, I'm going to go to India and then get, learn in India, get the inspiration in India. Even you go to, supposedly the Vaishnava temples which are following Mahaprabhu, supposedly Haridas Thakur, Nama Acharya, etc. But when we go to India, we also want to close our ears, because Guru Maharaj and Gurudev have both been very clear about how wrong it is. So many of these invented mantras, which you can hear being sung nicely with harmonium and some nice singer, and then devotees, come back to the temple or come back to their homes, and they're thinking, oh, I sing this mantra, I heard it in this particular temple. But we have to be very careful. Even we're going pilgrimage to like the special places of our predecessors, but we have to be very careful to go under guardianship, under guidance. Otherwise, we can get a whole kittery of wrong things in our brain and ruin our good fortune that's been given by Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, giving us clean, honest, straightforward, purest thing. So we've got the Maha Mantra, and we've got the songs and kirtans as approved by Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, by Srila Saraswati Thakur. It's one current like this. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur and he expresses in Shuddha Bhakata Charanarena how his heart feels so much joy when he sees or hears the kirtan as ordained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu's kirtan wasn't a jumble up of all kinds of just any random names to a groovy tune and a nice background track. You know, he was chanting Krishna, Nam, and Hare Krishna, and Hari Hare Nama Krishna. He was chanting everything as well as ordained, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. What was approved by Mahaprabhu? When we hear this kind of kirtan, it's Mahaprabhu's kirtan. And as Guru Maharaj pointed out, they used Mahaprabhu's kirtan, used very simple things. Kartals, the gong, mridanga, and singing. Hare Krishna. But it did not escape my notice that we were reading, oh yes, okay, it was in Chaitanya Bhagavat recently. And it did not escape my notice that it did say, and all the devotees were rhythmically following, clapping their hands in time. So our dear devotees who don't clap their hands in time or play louder instruments, take note that Vrindavan Das Thakur was so joyful to say, but in time. So we all have to practice. We try. Big smile on Leela Moy Prabhu's face here in Vila Govinda Ashram. I wasn't referring to you, Leela Moy Prabhu, but oh yes, you do the cartels in time, but sometimes join in changing the tune of Hare Krishna and you jump in on the offbeat instead of the onbeat. But I think that's why Leela Moy Prabhu is smiling. It's all good. We are all trying to do the right thing. And we are, by the way, really, we're always happy the devotees try to sing. Off time, off tune, whatever it may be, all right. But they're trying to chant the name of the Lord. Which brings me always to remember that verse from the Skanda Puran, where just the attempt to chant the name of Govinda is invaluable, and then makes a comparison. You can give away hundreds of times a mountain, Sumeru mountain. Sumeru is a giant mountain of gold. You can give away millions of cows. You can do all sorts of auspicious things again and again, but that cannot touch the value of even trying to chant the name of Govinda. So we are all trying, and this is a very hopeful, one of these hopeful slokas that gives us a lot of chance. And so we encourage everyone to try, and we are also in that trying department.
Raj, the news from Ireland.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
News from Ireland. Yes, very happy news from Ireland. Please. But come a little close, because I don't really have a mobile camera set up, and I have a hole in the table, which is meant for wires, with the feet of the... Okay. News from Ireland. And I want to move it so I don't have half the deities in it. Yes.
Dandavats, pranams everybody. Pranams everybody. We actually didn't come to give news, we just came just to be in the company of Madhusuda Maharaj. So I was looking at the clock thinking time is up, so that's okay. we can finally go. So yeah, so the news is yeah, just before we came to Villa Govinda here, we the construction for the new temple room in Ireland commenced just the actual day we were leaving to come here. And the Shaka Devidasi had been in Ireland with us for the last 5 days previous. So it was very wonderful. So we had a lovely festival for 5 days. And then on the last day, then the builders came. They were about maybe 1 month late coming. They were supposed to come in July, but between different formalities and that they for different reasons they couldn't start actually until just on Thursday. So they lifted they started to excavate the ground, and they turned a stone and that, and then we were very excited about that. So we made contact with Madhusuda Maharaj, and he gave us instruction on, you know, having a small prayer and that. So we brought our picture of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj out, and we had some small kirtan and that. And yeah, and then we left and we came to Villa Govinda. So we're very, very happily here. And yeah, so that's it. So that's it in a nutshell. That's Vijayananda.
Positive and progressive.
Positive
Yes,
and
Vijayananda. No.
So oh yeah, just one last thing. Then yesterday, then the builder rang, and he rang the day before as well. Actually, there was lots of problems with, like, they found some pipe, and then they found a second pipe, and then it was like, oh, there's going to be so many delays, and you know, this is like not what we expected, and all these troubles. And Jadagopal Prabhu. So thank God he was there. So by his mercy, so he came and he looked, and he did different checks, and he was able to see, okay, this is an old pipe, there's nothing to worry about. And in these 2 days, and we were thinking, oh, why are we digging there, and why did we, you know, all these questions. And then I said, oh, it's because we're meant to pray for more, you know, pray more and pray to Gurudev more, and to think more about what we're doing, why we're doing it. Jai Gurudev.
Beautiful. And they're doing it, believe it or not, officially. They got planning permission. Devotees do so many things unofficially. But they got planning permission, and they did the whole thing. They're doing everything properly so that they can have a dedicated temple room for the service of their lordships. So beautiful. This is very beautiful news. And I see that Indulekha has got lots of devotees around her, but she's on a very small screen. We're going to add a spotlight. Can we add a spotlight? Indulekha, what's going on? What's happening? You're having a
Well, Shao Mahini just had a huge party at the temple with her friends. I'm not. Oh.
You had a huge party at the temple. Please say again. I couldn't hear properly.
Yeah, Shao Mahini invited her friends, and we had a nice dinner and pasta night at the temple.
It was soup.
It was soup, turns out.
Beautiful. We're very happy to hear this, and we got so much hope for all of you, young generation.
Oh boy.
Govinda, Govinda. Oh, look, all the beautiful devotees. So you did I hear you right that you had a pasta festival?
We had soup, Maharaj.
With biscuits.
With
Damodar
biscuits.
Prabhu made biscuits. Yeah, it was supposed to be pasta, but it turned into soup and biscuits.
Okay, we'll leave how it happened to another occasion. but it's wonderful you had a festival. It's wonderful you get your friends together and do the good thing for you. If we're really a friend to people, we'll do good to bring them to understand the value of this human life. And you're all bright people, and it's a time to use your brightness, your youth, your capacity nicely. So well done to you all. And on this bright note of news from Ireland and news from Sweet Lake City, then we'll continue our days. You continue your evening. Yes, your evening and our morning on this side of the world. Okay, I do have a list of more things to say. Now we start getting into discussion. Yes.
And our dandavats to Yudhira Maharaj and to all the devotees. And really happy to hear the news from the Ireland temple.
Jai. And the original video from Ireland, then Indulekha made that a few years ago when she came. Yeah, 3 years ago. Beautiful video. All right, dear ones, we better continue and savor, 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 and savor is waiting here. And now it's raining, believe it or not, it's not been raining for many days. And when we are meant to go out on Harinam Sankirtan today, but let's see. The Lord is the controller, and if he wants us to go out for extra shower and bathing, that may be fine as long as the mridanga is covered. So let's see, we're going to continue. We've got quite a gathering of devotees. It's the weekend as well, and so some opportunity to meet the public more and more. All right, devotees, wherever you may be, please chant Hare Krishna and be happy, and do two things. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. Jai wonderful Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai wonderful Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rockok Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai wonderful Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. And Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki Jai. And all the present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. And by the way, I just came to the chat box and Priya Nana Didis put a link there. Peacock hunting, Kadam Kandi, Kartik Parikrama, India, Brindavan, with Russian subtitles. I haven't watched it. I'm not sure if I'm meant to be recommending it or not. I'm just telling you what she's put there. And at least it's going to be a touch of Brindavan. And it's going to be a touch of Kadamba Kandi, like how we see it today. And it is a super sweet place. I'm sure if Priyana has put a link, I'm sure it's watchable. I don't know. No peacocks hurt. Yeah, well, okay. And Seva Rupa, I went to the advanced tab on the end. But the link is not going to. Okay, so Seva Rupa says she's able to get in on the advanced tab. In what application? Google, Chrome. Seva Rupa, what application?
That's Maharaj and devotees. It is on, yes, Google.
Chrome. Yes,
I think it's Google.
Okay, so we'll have to look for the advanced tab on the error message. Okay, in the Krishna search. So there's a tip for us who are trying to get in, but we'll try to go to those devotees who are running that with Krishna search and try to get that problem solved as soon as possible. All right. Abhinava Sundar Prabhu also manifested on the video, turned the camera so he's on himself. To each of you, one by one, Narayani, Narayani, Nadididi. Good to see you after a while. I hope you're doing good. And to each of you, one by one, our obeisances, best wishes, and we'll meet again soon. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindhubhya evacha, patitanam pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo namo namo.
Srila Bhaktiranjan Swami Maharaj ki Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Govinda, Govinda. We don't want to go, but time, we're in the material world. The deities, okay. Not sure about how we'll harmonize that one. Amra Aschi.
Thank you, dear devotees. See you next time. Hare Krishna.